Hey, welcome. This is Dyno from Japan. Dyno, you might know me. Some people will probably think, what the hell? What a blast from the past. But I'm here today to go down the rabbit hole of some car-related stuff. After 15 years or 20 years, some people might haven't seen me. But I thought, I love cars. Let's just smash out some shorts. You tell me if you like stuff. You tell me what you want to see, what you don't want to see. But it's Friday night here. I'm in Australia. So, some Friday night fun. And look, the videos we're gonna watch, I haven't watched any of these, so I might be a bit hard to be impressed. But let's see. I think it's gonna start it off with D1 drift. I don't even know what is going on. I haven't seen anything in the D1 scene for a very long time. So, well, this one looks promising. So let's have a look. Let's have a look what's happening here. Whoa. I mean, a wall tap is good, but a wall grind, that's pretty bad. And it wasn't even his fault. Yeah, no, that's hard to watch, I'm gonna say. It's gonna be hard to watch. Let's have a look at this. He's cleaning the wall. But I've noticed a lot of these cars they're very flexible at the back, as if they just been built for touching the freaking frame. Oh, you gotta love a Hachiroku. Look at this is legend. One of my favorite cars of all time. If you want to switch direction, you just let me know. I'm happy to watch anything car related. Anything car related.
The fastest way to be a trader with $20.
You what? It wasn't Kaza. Is that my mic?
Introducing the next.
James the Machine Dean, want to get you to bring initiation, JT. And I know he's going to earn it. He's going to earn it properly, but I hate to see them go and crash in a scenario like that. Here goes James Dean. Oh, Bond goes wide. Then outside substitute. James Dean. Oh, he's going to the pass. Oh, there we go, baby. Bond Jr. gets it back. He says, hey, I'm sorry, Bond. Let's go back and bring it back.
I don't know, these drones
Like
make me
the snow?
dizzy.
Why not? Can you say snow?
What the hell?
I like the...
Yeah, I don't know where this comes up, but the people who know me, I've crashed on this track. Whoa. That's hard to watch. But you're gonna laugh. Whoa. Look, this track does not have much room for mistakes. You see that the grass area there's not much grass area, so you do a mistake, you're screwed. But the funny thing is, it's actually a toll road, and insurance will pay whatever your car's insured for. If you crash someone else, they will pay the other guy. So it's a toll road, so you pay a fee to drive on that road. And even if you have what do you guys call it, REA or ADAC, like in Germany, they will pick up your car and they will just treat it like a normal accident. Yo, that was pretty bad. Anyway. I put in D1 drift, but I'm getting Nürburgring stuff. Aggie. What? GTA versus Toyota Supra? What even is this point? Oh, Koenigsegg SSR. Oh, I sold so many of those. They're awesome. $787. I think there's one coming this year to Adelaide. Must be the same guy. Like, I don't know what these guys do. I've never looked into it. I think they travel the world to be on Motorfest, from one fest to another. I don't know, is that a hobby? Are they sponsored? Are they making money?
This is a Japanese drift. This is an American drift. Most people think drifting is the same everywhere, but the truth is, Japanese and American styles are completely different techniques to the same art. In the US, most drivers kick off a drift.
Hold on. Why is he saying there's different things for different countries? It's freaking drifting. It's evolving. I disagree. Can I dislike? Or should I watch it further? It's painful, but let's see what he says.
Using the handbrake. You just tug it on a straight road, the rear wheels lock up, and the car glides right into the corner. It's smooth, controlled, and super reliable in competition.
Yeah, that's
on
how
the other
drifting
hand,
started.
Japanese drivers use a technique called the feint entry. Instead of slowing down, they actually accelerate. Just before the corner, they flick the car in the opposite direction, toward a wall or...
Yeah, but Americans can do that too. Even, I'm not American, but Americans can do that too. Trust me. Trust me. What is this? GTA? Grandpas, people. What is this road? Someone build a backyard bike track and then 1999. That's my style. Let's go. What's the vibe here? Well, I can't really see anything. The Audis are pretty fast, but still not impressed. What was that? You gotta love a 20B.
Are you tired of frequently switching between...
I am. Brazil. Project I get 5 stars. The edge. Alright, I think we're drifting off. Hold on. I think we're drifting off. Let's see some real Japanese drift. Let's have a look. Let's go. Can't go wrong with the chaser, can you? RP headphones. Why does he have no likes? I give you a like. Oh, maybe they hit him. Real side. What an awesome car. Dark Heart doors? What? The Drift King.
The RGB on this.
The RGB. Anyone who can drift, can you write in the comments if that needs a lot of skill, but I would be so scared to actually pull it up in the parking garage. There's probably no room for mistakes.
Those 5 points in qualifying are points.
Yep. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's absolutely gonna do it.
Why does it look like a pig?
Oh my! No way!
Did he? What did he lose, bro?
Oh my! No way! Oh, he's gonna do it. He's absolutely gonna do it.
His tip fell off. Oh, just the tip.
Oh, he's gonna do it.
Just the tip fell off. Oh, bro.
No way!
Is he serious?
Absolutely gonna do it.
Man, who cares about Formula 1 right now? I want to see some super raw R33 nose. Let's go. I didn't hear shit because you laughed in your freaking microphone. Getting passionate here. Well, I'm getting all this slow. Drift Japan is not. Okay, hold up.
My car and not have a whole store tomorrow.
Hold up. I think we're gonna go down the RB20, not 2J. I want to see what 2J stuff is out there right now. 2J ZGTE, let's go. Let's see what's out there. I'll see a timing bell. Let's go. I'm back. Sorry, Elliot. I can't see the comments, bro. I can't see the comments. I need to change my setup. I love the song, and the engine does
This
nothing.
is the Toyota Supra, Japan's high-revving answer to muscle cars. Under the hood, a 2JZ GTE inline 6 twin turbocharged.
I don't need a history lesson. I know my shit. Show me some action. Oh, we sold so many of these TRD wheels. Optional Supra gear. Listen to the turbo. Why is he not holding? Look at this guy. He's not holding his steering wheel. He's like, stuff that. He's like, just correct it a little bit. Yeah, let's just go. Don't touch anything. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Just let it go. It's all good. I trust. Trust the process. just. Who's there? Wow. Yo, the mic died. The freaking mic died.
Sick! Oh my god!
Listen to that shit. Bam, he's dead. He's freaking dead.
Sick! Oh my god!
Oh, this is crazy.
When I have to write.
Oh, Risto. Everyone wanted a manual gearbox for this thing. Because everyone got the engine from that piece.
You know, I've been thinking, when you blew up your car back then.
Since you're already playing games.
People couldn't figure out what this guy was trying to shoot, throwing his helmet around like that. The crowd standing in front of him was laughing at his moves, but the moment he revealed the final result, everyone was left completely speechless.
Petronas.
People couldn't figure out.
This is what a 2000 Supra sound like, recorded from another screen. It is pretty mad, but the quality is cool. It looks like Hulk Hogan's Supra. R.I.P. Listen to that shit.
Did you know
Did you know it? Okay, I can't hate on this thing. This is beautiful. I love anything car related. American, muscle, show and shine, slow and low, drag, rally. Oh, these things must be so expensive right now. Damn, if you think about it, these are like 60 years old now. Makes me feel old. Bump it up!
Let's go.
Muscle SRT. What the hell? What? Hold on, what just happened? They sounded so dumb, and then all of a sudden something killed my earphones.
This isn't.
Whoa. Mad Mike. I got Hot Wheels. Ellie, we got Hot Wheels from that thing, eh? I got a few Mad Mikes. These are awesome. It sounds crazy. That sound is awesome.
I don't listen.
Do you need to run a blow-off valve?
It's not just so it goes when you let off the throttle, so you can be cool like back in the day.
You'll marry James.
Back in the day.
Going down this weekend, Saturday the...
Everyone wants that color.
Verify.
What do we have? Let's see, dude. Adding green coolant to the turbo? What? I mean, I'm no expert, but why do you have a turbo with... Hold on, it's not even on. I'm getting fooled here. The engine is not even on. Super from hell. I love. I think that's an old clip. Fucking shit. I remember that. Michael, I got the biggest smile on my face just listening when this thing is... Listen. ROP headphones. Holy fucking shit. Oh, this car's awesome.
This is the most anticipated.
Ah, whatever.
Also want to thank my little girl.
What's up, Eminem? Why am I getting this shit?
This is the quick.
RX-7 Liberty Walk? What in the world? I've never seen this car. I've never seen this car. That's awesome. That is awesome. Need for Speed Most Wanted.
This is every single Dodge challenge.
Ellie, we were talking about Hondas today. Maybe I do some Honda actions, some VTECs. Are they bored and they're freaking harassing cops? On your dream car? Must be GTT for spinning out so bad. Is that a GTR? No, can't be. Nah. Maybe? I don't know. Unless you got like 2,000 horsepower. I don't need a girlfriend. That is evil. Yo, only in Australia. Only in Australia. It's like a freaking man. Australians know how to do burnout for real. Here we go, Civics. Every time they pop a wheelie, it's so scary. Is this a guy who doesn't hold his steering wheel? It's not even. Is that real? No.
Don't miss any gear. Don't miss it. I'm good. I'll pass you before I get out of third.
Be humble. He even didn't care. He let go one hand and is like waving to him. Check this out. He hardly has this thing under control. It's just like, see ya, bro. I'm not waiting for it.
Where did Paul Walker's GTR actually go?
I don't know. Do that in the next EV meeting?
If you
are old. 6 Series.
God today is third.
Last year we said we brought a knife to a gunfight. This year I think we brought a bazooka, which is kind of like shoot and just hang on.
Oh no. Whoa, what is this?
This thing is ridiculous, hey?
I was about to skip. I was like, what is this?
I'm always saying 18%.
Yeah, 18.
18.
14.
No, 100%.
I don't know 80%.
1400 horsepower Mazda 3. Time
I'm
attack?
not maintaining expecting my own stuff. You're like breaking it right now.
You can just send it an old
Oh, Jay, what's he doing here?
I swear by God.
Rap, 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 rap.
It's Australian made.
Elfin Evans, Rally Finland.
Hold on.
Eve to me is
Some rally might be
Elfin
insanely
Evans,
crazy.
Rally Finland. Elfin Evans, Rally Finland.
What the hell even is that? Lexus?
Your ID goes.
say good.
You better stop shooting.
Uh-oh. He instantly, I don't know if he downshifted. That sounded like an automatic downshift. Hold on.
Let's go back to the old school real quickly. That's one of my favorite cars. NA powered Hachiroku. 720 horsepower. Wow, that is cool. You know, I love this car, but I think I need the original sound to it. It doesn't sound better like this. The Trueno sounds better, I think. Wow, that red Trueno sounds so awesome.
A new gen.
Why the Toyota 86 actually became so popular.
That
Firstly, its small
voice.
1.6 liter
Come
engine.
on, bro. Honda. I'm sorry, but that sound is actually awesome. Listen. I love these cars, but that's like a Hachiroku sound. But imagine them as a rear-wheel drive. It would be so much fun. I know a lot of people love them, but as a rear-wheel drive, that would be a legendary.
I just wanna have some fun.
It's a beautiful morning.
Let's see. Who put a T88 in the Hachirok? Someone. Doesn't sound like a turbo. Man, I don't think the search works. No. I wanna...
Cal and I had the pleasure of meeting.
Maybe they put a T51R. Let's see. Someone must have put a T51R. Yeah, I don't look at any long forms. It sounds close, but that turbo, listen.
This gum can actually get...
This gum? Let's go. That's actually a beautiful S15. I always say, oh, this might be better, You know what? Just take it as is. And I love the twin pipe. Airplanes, random, chess.
A Japanese
cooking.
God.
Is it even a car? Is that a Civic? It looks like a... sounds like a B16. Totally street legal. Totally.
What?
He just puts the bonnet
Why
on.
does this turbo have 2 exhaust inlets and...
Oh my god.
This crash Starship.
Exotic rubber. Are you kidding me? E36 Cabrio? What is that? Dude, I was thinking he comes from the other way. He's already so loud, and he comes freaking from... Listen. That's insane. What even is that? Is that a... Is that an EG or is it a CRX? I can't even. I'm not even gonna try to pose that.
Looking for a hair.
Yeah. My neighbor had one of these. Every time he puts it on, I will get so jealous. How awesome is this shit? I'm doing a reaction on the reaction? I don't even know. Guy popped his head at the bottom of the screen. Yo. Fiat. Audi. R34. Why does this look so scary? Yo! The V8 sounded crazier than that. It's a Ferrari. Yeah, now this. Supra pulls the car out.
その難しいことをやってくれちゃうのがドリドリってことで、
ドリドリフト。Is it? Ah, we might have to Google Kazama. What's Kazama doing these days? Freaking Smokey. Smokey was apparently dead and then he came back alive and... I hate these... Look how scary that is. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. I love these new time attack looks. The cars are like ridiculous spoiler for downforce. The front it looks like a freaking snow shovel or something. There's a cow catcher. Lightning McQueen. There we go. The Honda's a K24 swap. Come on, Hector. Get him. I had no bunny. My life is too short to drive electric. Well, I gotta agree on this one.
Never.
A 165.
Little send off for warranty.
When you give it some throttle,
this was one of my favorite cars as
gets
well.
it up to 5,500 RPM.
And Evo 6.
And then the turbocharger kicks in and basically makes
really
power all the way to redline.
That's a compressor.
This isn't just a shaver.
Yo, this is not just a shaver. Yeah, I don't see the difference.
Not the first time that's happened.
Oh, I remember that where the cops came.
Backfiring trying to start.
Oh, what's this guy's name? He does some insane cars. Yeah, I don't want to see. BMW session. We're down for that. I mean, I do like a BMW. What? There's a BMW session. Was it a Z4 or was it a Supra? Whoa, nothing happened, bro. Chill.
Where's this? 67? First time you raced it? No, it's been a track long.
Oh, I love that.
How much horsepower you got?
5.
About 8 to 900? On nitrous? First time in Moon Eyes? No, well,
This event.
Dude, I want to hear
When
it.
it was open. Oh yeah, it's gone 6:01 on our window. Where's this? 67?
He didn't even fucking crack it.
First time you raced it? No.
Wait, where am I? What is this? What is this? I think a lot has changed since 3,051 horsepower. And this thing looks street legal. Imagine this is what a sleeper. Nah, what the hell, bro? He's gonna put the whole garage on fire. Yo, 4,500 horsepower? Why? Why is he standing so close? He's gonna get his head freaking ripped off. Yo. I gotta watch this shit again. This sounds like another level car. It doesn't even sound like 2,500 horsepower. This thing is mad. Look at this guy. Nah, I can't get over this guy. How big is this turbo, bro? Was there anything bigger in the catalog? Like, is this from a marine tanker? Or like, I don't, where the fuck do you get shit like that? Is that from his local bus or something? Far out, bro, far out. Things have evolved pretty bad. What makes the best sound? It does not sound Japanese at all. I've never heard this car in my real life, so... But this sounds insane. Well, Americans definitely know how to make a sound. I think Americans are the king of muscles. Well, I gotta say, German cars sound more rattly and more rattly the time that it goes. But it's mad. Can't say anything. Well, I'll wait for the Italian flag now. I mean, there's a lot of Italians.
Are you single?
No. I can't get over that. Bop, 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 bop. Is that even that car, or is it someone else?
Hey.
C4 for the win. I thought he's gonna do reverse. That mad car. Am I reading correctly? A 5-rotor, 11,000 horsepower on the rear wheel. Are we okay? What car is that? We gotta Yo, 5-rotor. Yeah, shit like this actually exists.
Under a new solar affordability plan.
Really? Unpopular option, but
Even going here at the moment. They're going. There's going to be a massive shot. That was unbelievable. Going here at the moment.
it was not an accident. Honda Integra. Did he hit turbo? Yeah, I see a turbo. Imagine this car is a rear-wheel drive. What just happened? This thing is a rear-wheel drive is awesome. Integra is one of the most beautiful cars. Yo, King. King, thank you for the
Sir,
raid.
your shape is incredible. How
Thank you for the raid, King. How you been, my friend? Today we're gonna do something differently. So if you're into cars, feel free to stick around.
Takamoto Katsuda.
Oh,
Is he a rally driver? No. What just happened?
This is how Nissan violated Porsche. Only 6 months after the launch of the
See, I was born poor like many men and didn't have long. Do it for the heart.
I got a.
I think we're losing track again. I think we need to
Welcome to Central London.
to another. Hold on.
Just another day, gonna move my car. Oh, what's this? We buy jump.
Let's have a look. 88 T88. Isn't shorts, bro? Oh shorts. Did a 5-hour stream yesterday? That's cool. But thanks for the raid. Thank you for pushing the people all over to me. I will look after them. Doesn't matter how many they are. Let me focus on the video now. Let's see it. It played like 5 times already. It must be GTT. So. Honda, yeah. I think it is a Honda. That car looks awesome. What the hell is that compressor and a turbo? What is happening there? Or is the engine just that big? I have no clue. I don't know these cars.
This is
what the hell, bro?
Let's see what we got.
Chases are sick ass. If I whip another car, it's probably gonna be a X100. Thousand Godzilla battle.
Going off the line, come on!
I mean, R35 have better technology. R33 should be lighter.
It's coming now, though, come on!
I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy to see the R33 win. Yo, look how close they were. They looked like miles, but it was not miles. But look at the sound, listen to the sound. I shut up now, listen.
Going off the line, come on! It's coming now, though, come on!
Far out. That was what, half a car?
A new
I think someone died, I don't want to see it. Going fishing, what? Come on, bro.
This electric
870 horsepower, all-wheel drive. Now that's a sleeper. That's a sleeper for sure. You're going shopping with that, get some milk. That's just his daily, probably. He probably has like a 3,000 horsepower Integra somewhere.
Say good.
I'm your AI girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Have a great New Year. Oh my God! Fuck me! Oh, come on! Of course, now there's a cop behind me.
Wait, did you do anything?
So.
This gum can actually get inside your teeth.
Alright, top 5 craziest flames. Let's have a look. Let's see what's happening there. That's pretty cool, guys. Okay. Alright, fair enough.
3, 2, 1, go. Ride with power. Come on now, Lufo.
Nah, come on, R33. Come on, bro. Yes, and yes again. No, what? Come on. I don't think there's a better feeling in the world to drive that car and smoke a 500,000 cal, whatever this thing is actually worth. That R33 must have more than 1,000 horsepower. That thing is quick. That's too quick.
Yeah.
Or maybe they've done something to the transmission ratio. I don't think that's the real sound. Liberty Walk. I think it's awesome. What is that?
Let's fucking go!
Is it Datsun? No, Corolla. Corolla versus Integra. You got a freaking trumpet out there. That's a freaking bird catcher. That better be crazy shit. Oh, that was hardly worth my time. What the fuck? I come on, that's Sora, bro. Yeah, right. Come on, man, get rid of these AI videos, bro. That sounds awesome. Yes, and yes, and yes again. That's a V10, that's pretty cool. What was that? That was freaking idling. You didn't even rev it.
Come on, man.
Yo, he's on a race. Let's run it. Yo, this guy's half my cylinders. Like, what does this guy want? After yourself, buddy. Let's line it up.
Like, gotta love a Honda, hey? I think in my next live, I definitely need Honda. Or maybe never. It's just for the giggles. Like, it's such a nice car. Come on. Holy fucking shit.
I swear.
Oh my god, GTR, R34 GTR. Bro, RB26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. RB26, guys. Bro, I can't believe it. Bro, GTR, you've seen Fast and Furious? Bro.
What?
Is this your car?
This man just surprised his entire...
Fires it in, and Connor goes for it. Oh! He holds it. Oh my god! He holds it even better than Jack, and now he fires through. Looks for outside zone 4 as Connor Shanahan gets the rear end of that 86. Absolutely not.
Don't tell me they do 360s now in the drift competitions.
Picks up that outside zone, comes across, doesn't run the wall, but keeps it clean on the outside line of the track. Oh, tickles the back end on the wall as he gets it done. Goes for the 360 and pulls it up. Oh my gosh! Did we
Are we
just see a
serious right
100-point
now?
run
We're doing
from Dyno Park?
360s?
That was unbelievable. Oh, and again, two 360s. Oh my gosh! That is one of the greatest runs in drifting history.
I think the drifting just evolved.
Oh, he holds it. Oh my god! He holds it even better than Jack. And
Straight out of the video game.
tires in the car, fresh fuel. Maybe not some fresh drivers. They'll be tired after that action. But here we go. Through the gears they go. Fire in. James Dean flexes the back end on the tyre wheel. Gets himself set up into the outside zone. Nakamura now finds himself on to the door.
Nakamura is pretty crazy. Where is this, in England?
Now starts to open throttle. Can he drive away? Certainly can. Nakamura a little wobble. Tries to find Dean. Dean goes wide. Holds it onto the circuit just.
This is the most anticipated...
This is... Mustang versus what? What the hell even is that? Eddie, chill. Oh, it's a Civic. What else? Ooh, the Honda came good off the line. Unfortunately, I don't know any horsepower details. Oh, that looks like my old Skyline. That is not me. Nah. That would be freaky.
Not the first time it's happened.
Alright, Bugatti, you don't want to sell me new headlights. No problem, buddy. So I have just taken out my headlights with my Mexican camera guy right here. It took us 30 seconds. It's the same shit as a fucking Toyota Corolla. Unscrew this screw right here, and then the one down here. Disconnect the module in the back, and that's it. You guys wanted to quote me who knows how much to change them. So we're gonna send them to our 3D printer guy. He's gonna scan another Bugatti, which is one of my friends. We're gonna refabricate.
That's a refabricate. Golf versus what? 1,000 horsepower Golf, BMW and a Ferrari. A pink Golf against a stock Ferrari? What's happening here? What's the story in the BMW? Wow, that was time I will never get back. Freaking shit is scary. I'm smiling at the same time. I'm freaking scared. I'm scared for him, not for me. E30? What is wrong with this E30, bro? What is wrong with this E30? Yo. That's freaking scary. Is that the #1 craziest pull? What's so crazy about it? The freaking this Mustang here was scarier. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Nah, man, nah. Beating a V12? What is this thing? Oh, here we go, CRX Battle B20. Oh, that's gonna be a flyby. Gotta love a Honda CRX Battle.
Make it a habit.
I love that car, I love that color, I love everything about it. He's gone. You will never catch him. Never ever. You will never catch this guy. There's no better feeling in the world. Check this out. Check this guy out. He's gone. First, second, third. See ya later, bro. How many gears does he have? Is the Fast and the Furious? Does he have 12 gears? The Lambo sounds awesome, but the Scarlet is just freaking cooking it. Was that real or sped up? That's freaking cool. Oh, Audi. So many people taking stuff and remixing. This, I know this clip. 787 Mazda. Listen to the sound. I shut up. RRP headphones. Sound full on. That rotor is awesome, man. That is freaking awesome. It's fucking unreal. Gotta see this car this year in March, I reckon.
Right. Okay, this. Hi. Thank you for coming.
Welcome. You are welcome.
Today is premium.
Yeah. Premium. Full.
Yeah. Okay. Please stop engine. Okay. Thank you. And can I open the fuel tank for me?
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just common kind practice. I think most countries you have to put your gas yourself, but in some countries people look after you.
Let me tell you something.
Well, we're here for cars now. Next to the... What the f... That's like James Bond. Oh boy, bro.
If ever you wish.
What? Is that a Honda Accord?
1-ton like truck. And we stuck it in here. It's got
Yo, Pinku style. Guess the horsepower. Let's see. Let's see if I'm a good guesser. $160.
You know what this is? Oh, it sounds good. Can you rev it?
What's going on with the ads? It shows me Jesus, and it shows me dating, and it shows me...
You're telling me...
Hold on.
The 1969 Camaro twin turbo is classic muscle rewritten with modern brutality. Timeless lines meet forced in...
So let's watch some two-step stuff.